Well, hello Facebook and hello MRA Community. Welcome to another community broadcast directly from the MRA studio in Sweet Lake City in the Netherlands, Zoetermeer. My name is Serge and I'll be your host again tonight. And I have some exciting news to tell you about MyRoute-app route planning tool. But I also want to speak with one of our esteemed colleagues, Timo. You met him last week. You know he's the community manager here at MyRoute-app. And we want to talk about MyRoute-app instructors, MyRoute-app ambassadors in general, but also about MyRoute-app instructors. So what does it take to become a MyRoute-app instructor? Can you become one? Is it fun to do? Is it a really difficult schooling that you have to go through? Is it a rigorous regime? We'll all find out in this webinar, but also I will show you quickly, and this will be towards the end of the broadcast, is the new functionality in MRA Route Planner, and I'm really excited about that new update, so stay tuned and I'll show you more in a second. But first let's get Timo in the call. I have to wear my earrings again, otherwise I won't be hearing what he says, and I'm pretty sure it's interesting stuff. Hi Timo, welcome back. You're still muted, buddy.
Hi, Serge. Can you hear me now?
Yes, this is
all right.
Much better.
That's great. Good to hear you. Well, like last week, I'm happy to see you again.
Yeah.
So this week we'll be talking about the ambassadors and the MRA instructors.
Yes, cool.
Shall I just go ahead and show you what it means, or really how this works to begin with? Because probably a lot of people don't even know that there's MRA instructors. A lot of people do know, for example, about the MRA route experts, the people that create routes that are freely available for everybody to download.
Yeah, in the library, and there's more and more routes and collections every day, right? Yeah. It's almost a daily routine that you see new routes being posted. And to follow up on that, I know that we have our route expert team, both the Dutch and the English team, presenting themselves. I think it's in 2 weeks' time, right? It's December 3rd.
Yeah, we're still fixing some final things, but we hope to invite them over so that they can take up both the Dutch and the English time slot on the 3rd of December.
That's really cool, because then people can also see what kind of work goes in
exactly.
prepping
And
these
we'll show a bit
routes.
more about what it means to be a route expert, what goes on for them, you know, what it looks like, what they do, and really to highlight that part of the community a bit more, because it started as just another Facebook group of people sharing routes and of a certain quality, and then over the years it became a really professional organization of people that self-regulate and check the quality of the routes and make sure that they're not only nice to drive, but that they also work on every device that you have. And of course, most importantly, that they're freely available for everybody worldwide, because the vision behind it is that expert routes great routes shouldn't cost you money. I mean, motorcycling is already an expensive hobby, so it'd be nice to save a few dimes on an expensive trip. More on that later. So that's one part. People know about the route experts. We have three. If the house of the MRA community is held up by 3 pillars, that's the route experts. It's the MRA community leaders, which has its home in the forum, the MRA community forum.
We showed that last week, right?
Yeah, but it's also a more general name for people that really that are both partner or ambassador of MyRoute-app. It's the most fluid of all pillars.
You can find them anywhere. You can find them on a ride somewhere, but you can also find them on a trade show or on a exhibition somewhere. Maybe they visit your local Harley-Davidson dealer or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or they're influential within the motorcycling or recreative motorist community, or for example, represent a certain group. So that's really more on that probably later as well. And the MRA instructors, that's the final pillar, and it's very important because the MRA instructors are really the people that range from somebody that has a small group of friends that they take for a tour once in a while. That's the person responsible for
Yeah.
creating. There's always one.
We just follow John. He knows how to make a route and
Yeah,
that
exactly.
guy. Yeah.
So yeah, so there's those people, the just normal people that create routes for the friends, but there's also people that have host professional events or are asked as a speaker on a professional event to showcase MyRoute-app or route planning software, and everything in that range falls within the domain of the MRA instructors.
Okay. So shall we share a screen so that people can see
I'll
what
show
we're talking
you
about?
exactly what it means, because everybody can become, or at least apply to become an MRA instructor. And at the very least, and it's really anybody, even if you just show, if you want to show MRA to 3 friends. Share screen.
And while you're finding your screen, it's not just for Dutch and English-speaking people. Any language is what we look for in an instructor. I can imagine that we have a really large community in Germany that would benefit greatly from German-speaking instructors.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody watching this video, Verzeihung, ich spreche kein Deutsch, oder nur ein klein bisschen, and that's why we do it in English. But if we can build out that community, and I know a few guys personally, and they will be on one of these live events later on, because we do want to cater to a German-speaking community as well. We have many users in Germany, but also in Austria and Switzerland that like to get this information in German to them too. So we're working on planning to do some of these live events with the German speakers too. So
we already have a few people that we know of that are very interested in working with us within the MRA instructor community already as well. And it's really demand driven. For example, we know that there's a lot of German speakers, so that's why we're working on it. But we're also seeing Italian and Spanish actually pop up a little bit.
Oh, wow.
So we'll work on that too. It's a community incentive, so it's bottoms up for the most part. But already we're seeing that a lot of people are coming to the MRA Instructors program. And,
cool.
I'll actually show it right now. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, we're on the MyRoute-app webpage. So
and
we're
I see
on the
something
main
that
page.
you'll probably talk about in a little bit.
Yep.
Very important.
Yeah, that was in my announcement that I said there is a cool update. I'll show you at the end of this this session. I'll show you some more. And you are moving your mouse to the top right corner
to the
again.
top right corner on my profile. There's a Become an Ambassador link. Which goes to the ambassadors thing. But it's all, we also have a banner here on the MRA Community Forum, because after all, this is the home of the MRA Community Forum. And on the right-hand side, we have a small widget that says, perhaps you'd like to become an MRA ambassador. Because MRA instructors are a part of the overall definition of what we call MyRoute-app ambassadors. So we go here and we click on the instructors. And there you can see, you can read all about what the MRA instructors do. You can also go back, of course, to the MRA ambassadors page. We actually also have a training by you.
Actually, that reminds me. Let's plan something for the people that enroll today. Let's do a live training by me for the new people that want to become a MyRoute-app instructor. It will be a closed event, so nobody that doesn't want to become an instructor will be invited. It will be a group of 6 or maybe 60 people, and we'll do dedicated event so that we can get everybody the best start to become a great route instructor on MyRoute-app.
And we'll send that invite to the people that want to do that, that want to take part in that through email to people that are already within the MRA Ambassadors, MRA Instructor Network, or sign up today.
Cool. So let's see how we do that.
So what's the start? So how do I get part? How do I become part of this this exclusive training or receive these exclusive materials? It's you click here. You get the basic is to start is to get your training materials. So you click here, and then there's this this form, a request form, that we use to kind of in general see what people are aiming to do with the instructor materials. There's no wrong answers, by the way. If you want to use it for example, commercial use, that's fine. But then we know how we can best help you achieve
Exactly.
those goals, because a commercial use instructor is obviously going to want to do something different than somebody that's, personal use. I want to tell my friends about my route, or show them or give them some tips, but even I am struggling with some things, maybe because the person that wants to give the instruction doesn't know everything about my route-app yet, or hasn't used it in a while, or just knows about it and thinks he's able to do it, but wants that kind of push in the back to help him present it in a presentable manner. So that's all the questions over here. And if you click it, the form is submitted, and you will reach out to get in touch with you, the instructor, to help him or her get started. And what happens then? That's the fun part. We offer for every instructor, we offer a personalized set of basic materials. So we have, for example, we have an official MRA Instructors MyRoute-app user manual that tells all the basics about MyRoute-app. And it covers everything from creating a route. It's by the way, it's filled with images and clear instructions on how things work, and it's updated regularly. But it also includes things like, for example, connecting your device to the PC and exporting, and how do you do this, and what does the connector do, for example. Everything is there in the manual. So that's one thing. A great thing about it is, as I said, it's personalized. So when we reach out, we ask for somebody to, if they have, for example, commercial or club purpose,
Yep.
That they provide us with an image that we can then stamp for them on the material, so that they can.
So if you have your own motorcycle club and you have your own logo, you can have that on, because that's typically one of the uses, I guess. Instructors, there's this group of 3-4 friends that go for occasional rides.
Yeah,
but there's also groups. Sorry.
They probably don't need it or have it,
No,
but slightly bigger club of people might have it. And if 3-4 friends have it, then of course we'll deliver it all the same with their image on there. This ties in to another set of materials that we have, which is the presentation. We created a default presentation of 20.
Just a PowerPoint, so you can use that anywhere you go.
You can use it anywhere you go. That tells you everything about what MyRoute-app is as a company, of course, and what the different products are that are available, because that's one of the things that people usually ask a lot of questions about. So this training material was created with the most frequently asked questions in mind. That's why we show how you connect your USB device and export to it. That's why we tell you about what MyRoute-app is to begin with. It's also why we tell you how to, for example, a global overview of the screen, complete with images and highlights. And the nice thing is this ties in to the manual. So you can, for example, give the manual to the people that will be attending a course, and then use a presentation as a backup to show them through step by step through the manual what it's all about. Or you can take a part of it. And that's why we present this as a PowerPoint file. You can skip out anything you don't want. For example, you have a club of people that are already using MyRoute-app, or maybe don't even use MyRoute-app. You might be the road captain. You create the routes, but you want them to download those routes themselves and put them on the device. Because we occasionally hear about people that have club nights where everybody has to get together, and then there's the road captain with his laptop sitting there with MyRoute-app open, and he's plugging USBs, loading every single route for maybe 100 users onto the device. And maybe that's what you want to zoom in on. So how do you how do you create an account? How do you log into the group where you're part of, and how do you get that route and put it on there yourself?
And all these different devices, right? Because people bring the TomTom of 3 years old, and they bring the new Garmin and anything in between. So it's helpful, I think, for people that organize. In Belgium, you see that a lot. They call that treffens. Maybe you have that in other countries too, but I know in Belgium it's almost weekly, or sometimes 3-4 in every weekend, rides that people just go to. They get something, they get a pin if they attend, and then somebody with a laptop will push the route onto your device, and you can go ride and then have a great day. I'm sure that is something that you would see in other countries as well, maybe not in the same way organized, but it is helpful for somebody to understand how to do that. So you train them on that as well. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's also why this is all set up in separate parts. But maybe you are an instructor and you have already given this course, which we also hear a lot of people. There's usually, especially for bigger groups, there is a basic, an intermediate, and also an advanced course. Sometimes it's even about multiple products, because, for example, they want to tell you how to use the Harley-Davidson route planner.
Yep.
Alongside Tire, Basecamp, and possibly also MyRoute-app at the same time, because I don't know, that's what they do. We hear
if you're a Harley-Davidson dealership and you're not affiliated with one route planner necessarily, we want to cater to everybody that visits your shop, or your Yamaha dealer, or any other dealer for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. So that's also why it's split up, and we have these basic components that return on every single page. We also finally have, for mostly the professional use instructors, we have a flyer. If it's within the Netherlands, we provide this flyer to them, which is nice to hand out, especially if you are teaching this to newcomers. Or we make it available as PDF, and just talk with the instructor that wants to give a training on the basis of how we can best help them give their training. So that's, in a general sense, all that the MRA Instructors is about and what's currently available. And we have all these materials available in Dutch, English, and German.
Cool.
And the MRA Instructors are able to share their version of what they've done with us. I didn't show it. We also have an empty PowerPoint template, so that you're able to create your own whatever course with the entire MRA Instructors look and feel.
Yep. That's also one of the things that we try to get together, right? We want everybody can be an ambassador, but if you are an ambassador, please carry the blue, carry the same layout, tell the story the same way that we would tell it, so that it is a consistent story that spreads across the world in one voice, really. And then it's everybody has the same resources.
Yeah, it's one of the concerns that the MRA Instructors themselves raised. They want to be instantly recognizable, especially professional use. Instructors want to be instantly recognizable as being affiliated with MyRoute-app. Logical. So we provide these tools for them, and they're able to use it.
There's even really cool gear, like T-shirts and stuff that you can
we also have that available, depending on the situation, of course. We'll ship them out, and that we have this nice little it's a polo shirt with the MRA Instructors logo on it, and some cool branding, so that you look the part when you're giving that training for 100 people or more.
And it's not really a high threshold either, right? So if you are already in a club, be it just a couple of friends, or it's in a motor dealership where you regularly come, and you think, hey, I want to share what I experienced, because many of our instructors started out as regular MyRoute-app users, and then started telling other people about using MyRoute-app, and then they go, I'm not so sure, I'm not so handy with PCs and route planning, I just follow John. And these people actually initiated, can we not have something more professional so that we can tell other people? So it's really low threshold. Anybody that has a PC or can gather a group of people around them can potentially become a MyRoute-app instructor, right? And it's actually really great fun. I know from experience to go to dealerships, or to I went to friend groups, and I also went to professional bike groups. I presented for 50 people. I presented for 100 people, and for me, it's a really fun thing to do, especially if you get feedback from the people in the crowd that go like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was so easy.
No.
If I would have known that, then I would have started using it a while ago."
Yeah.
So if you ever, and I'm speaking to the viewers now, if you somehow think this could be something for me, just give it a go. Sign up. Timo just showed you how and where to find that. It's on the top right of your screen under the picture that you put onto your account, and then go to the Become an Ambassador, or find the link on the forum page and just try out. If you don't like it, you can stop any day, but I think it's great if we can have that community build out into the rest of Europe and the rest of the world, so that we can have great rides together, and everybody knows how, and that's what we try to support
exactly.
from
That's why
Myruta.
we'll also organize that webinar that you just talked about.
Yep.
The train the trainer kind of webinar.
Yeah, that's maybe we can dive into that a little bit deeper. That's
sure.
So what we would do, this would be not a half an hour session. This would probably be a 2-hour session, right? Or maybe
Might
even
be, yeah.
Might be
Especially
even two.
because it will be very interactive. People will be able to directly take part, ask questions.
Exactly.
See, for example, while we're still in, at least in the Netherlands, in a partial lockdown due to COVID-19, we might demonstrate, for example, how do you do it over Zoom, or how do you do it in front of a camera. I think all those things will come to light in that.
And language will not be an issue either, because we're doing this now in English, but we can do this quite as easily in Dutch.
Yes.
And if we have enough people that want to be trained in German, we also have an instructor that is already trained in German, and we can set this up.
Is available.
Sure, we need to plan that, but I know that there's people that have that skill already, and setting up a Zoom like this is easy enough. So also, if you don't trust yourself to be able to follow a clinic in English, don't hesitate, reach out, and we will work towards a solution to cater to your needs specifically, and work with you to become a MyRoute-app instructor, right?
Yeah, that's exactly true. And if there's, for example, the other way around, if a club is looking for somebody that wants to do an instruction for them, because they have it, you can always reach out through the contact form on the website of MyRoute-app, and we'll get them in touch with you. That's not very obvious right now, and it's also something maybe that I can elaborate a bit more about the future of the MRA Instructors. We want to make sure that in the near future, you're able to, as both an instructor and somebody who wants instructions, are able to quickly reach out and verify with each other, to kind of jump into that moment that you're both looking to create a seminar or a webinar or just a training on how to use MyRoute-app.
So that's actually the other way around. So if I paraphrase what you said, you are that friend group, but none of you feels the need to become an instructor, but you do want to know more about MyRoute-app. Of course, you can follow the webinars.
Yes.
But you want to know a little bit more. And you want to be
private session.
Specific to your needs. Maybe you are planning a trip to the Alps and you want help building that. We can definitely cater to that need as well. Reach out via the contact form, and we will bring you in touch with an already certified MyRoute-app instructor that can help you one-on-one, and you can schedule anything that needs to be scheduled.
We really support. This is really an initiative from MyRoute-app to support a growing community. Is also because even if it's going to be a professional licensed paid to see kind of instructor, we will support it, of course, depending on the group size. We will support that by paying for a part of that as MyRoute-app. So that's also one of the things that we do to make sure that for as many people as possible, it's possible to both become an instructor or to view instructions. Alongside, of course, what you just mentioned, the fact that almost every year there's this season in which you're on Facebook and on YouTube doing these webinars where people
weeks on end
jump in.
You cannot miss my face on Facebook or YouTube. Yeah. Well, for me, most of what you told me today, I already knew. But still, also for me, there were a few new things, the new updated flyers and stuff I hadn't seen yet. So that's really cool. And thank you for sharing that. So anybody that is watching and thinks, instructor for MyRoute-app, that's something that I like. I look forward to meeting you in that instructor-only webinar that we will be hosting, and I'm guessing that would be end of December.
Somewhere near approaching New Year's Eve.
And maybe the first week of January. We'll find a spot that fits everybody's calendar that wants to join. We'll make that work. So for now, I thank you, Timo. I'm pretty sure that we will meet again somewhere in the near future on one of these Thursday evenings. Always a pleasure to have you. I'm going to switch to the MyRoute-app page because I also want to show our English and other guests that we have a great new update on MyRoute-app. It's called the 1.1. And if you watched last week, you know that we have a roadmap, and Timo explained everything about that. But the great thing about the new update is that we have a new type of route points, and we call them shaping points and via points. And the great thing about that is that you can now add waypoints or route points, as you want to call them, and you can attach functionality to them. So you can put a timer on it, and you can insert a specific time, because if you want to wait for your friends for a couple of minutes, or you want to have a coffee break, you can do that easily. You can even book your hotel directly from there and calculate the time that you stay for your night's sleep. You can find a better and easier to find route manipulator. See what happens on my screen? You can just click it easier and now drag it somewhere else and drop the route there. You can color your waypoints, and you can put another logo on it. So if this is where you want to eat your lunch, you create a lunch symbol. And this is just the first bit of it. On Monday, the 30th of November, so that's a week and a half from now, I'll be hosting a webinar specifically on this new 1.1 update, telling you all the ins and outs. In the meantime, go check it out. It's available for everybody. You don't have to update anything because MyRoute-app is a web-based application, so you already have the new functionality. It's available in your current account. If you have any feedback, positive, or possibly you find something that you want to tell us about that could be improved, go to the forum and share your thoughts there. Always welcome. Please be polite, don't call us idiots. But if you have any updates or any feedback that you want to share, feel free to post that in the forum, and we will work hard to keep getting MyRoute-app better and better every day. And this is a great step in that direction. If you're interested, look at the roadmap. It's on the top right corner. You can pull down and then find the roadmap to see the next great things coming along. For now, I see that we end the bottom of the hour. So this was me for this week. I thank you for being with me and spending this half an hour. I hope you learned something, and I hope you became enthusiastic to become a MyRoute-app instructor. If you have, fill out the form, and I look forward to meeting you next time. See our webpage or our Facebook page for the update on the speakers for next week. We have some really great speakers lined up later in the season. We'll be going traveling. We'll be speaking to world travelers. So there's much more to come. For now, thank you for watching. Drive safe. Ta-da.